What's going on, guys? So this video, this one's about a topic that we had going on at the little Mexican spot I was at. The young lady, she was talking about how men ain't this and men ain't that, and this is what I got, this is what I had to tell her. You'll never heal from your relationships until you start to take accountability. And a lot of y'all women want to play victim. A lot of you dudes want to play victim. A lot of y'all that don't get over people, you want to play the victim the whole time. So a lot of people are like, well, Mitch, you wouldn't understand because you probably ain't went through this or you ain't went through that, and how you gonna tell me this? And how, look, I was in probably, first of all, let's keep it a buck. A lot of y'all that are in relationships that got left, got broken up with, let's keep it a buck. Y'all wasn't getting tricked. Y'all didn't get, you got manipulated, but y'all weren't being, you didn't get tricked. You didn't get blindsided. Yeah, I didn't, he just left me. Okay, was he cheating during the relationship? Yeah, but exactly. So he was cheating on you throughout the whole relationship. Now, first of all, before I go to the next one, did you do everything possible that you needed to do as a woman, supposed to do as a woman, for him not to cheat on you? Well, what that mean? Why I gotta do? No, because what I'm saying is, I use myself as an example. Now, it's still wrong, but I was a guy that was in a relationship, and there was a certain particular thing that I asked. I'm a Christian, and I believe in going to church. And the woman that I was with pretended in the beginning of the relationship as if that's something she was down with. You know what I'm saying? And then when it got to like the year mark, when we started talking about marriage after about a year and a half, 2 years, we started talking marriage. And then once she knew that I was like basically in love, well, I don't want to go to, I'm not the church going type. I don't feel like I have to go. Now, did she do this on date number 1, 2, or 3? No, she did not. She waited until like a year and a half. Now, let's stop right there. I should have just left. I should have left. Okay? But what I did was I stayed in the relationship out of my feelings and started meeting other women as I was out of town, communicating with other women as I was out of town, staying in touch and DMing. What's so crazy is all of my situations never went past like a week or two. When I dealt with women or whenever I communicated with women, it's like almost as if I just wanted to just talk to somebody who had the same beliefs as I did or thinking when it came to certain things. A lot of y'all stay in situations after you've done been given way worse than what I just said. You stay in these situations after you knew when you got with him, you knew half of you got with a guy who was already cheating on his girlfriend. You was the rebound girl. Okay, you was the rebound, and then you expecting him to change. He was cheating on you when y'all first got together, and you expecting him to change. Look, some of you don't even realize being accountable. You have to understand that as soon as you accept that, you know what, he did me wrong or she did me wrong, but I dropped my boundaries. I settled for less. Because a lot of you allowed them to do things to you, but you didn't. Why didn't you just leave them? You could have just left him for 6 months, but you were scared that he was gonna move on. And see, with me, when I left her, when I found out she wasn't trying to, because let's keep it a buck. Let me give you some more, because the way I'm gonna have to do this video, I'm gonna have to give y'all more detail than that. The girl that I was with, out of every relationship that I know, 40 and under, me and her actually had the best, probably the best relationship. period. It wasn't even close, because I'm looking at my homeboys and I'm looking at their gals and I'm looking at my homeboy situations, and we didn't have those problems. I looked at it like, oh, well, I'm not dealing with not really nagging. I'm attracted to her. I love her. But all she, maybe she'll come around on the church thing. And what I did was I put her above God. And I stayed with her another 2 years in that relationship. We got right at 4 years. And here it is, when the breakup came, and 6 months after the breakup was the worst, most toxic situation ever. And I won't go into this video, but oh man, when that breakup, how she did the breakup, like, it was a staged argument. Oh, well, I'm done. Just a week before, we talking about marriage, what houses we gonna buy, how we gonna live, finances, but she staged the argument and left. A lot of y'all aren't really going through stuff like that. You knew that he wasn't nothing. You knew that he was carrying on relationships. You went through his phone and you seen threads and conversations that were going on 3 to 6 months. Like, I never seen any of those things. I never saw nothing like that. So a lot of you got to understand that you put up with things. You never gave consequences. Y'all never set up boundaries. And now when you're left and he's moved on, y'all want to try to make these guys feel like the devil. And all they did was just cheat on you and use you because they could. Because they could. And that goes for guys too with women. She used you because you allowed her to. You led with your money. See, women, it's easy for a woman to... See, this is the thing about women. It's easy for a woman to fake love for about 2-3 years. Okay? Because normally a man is supposed to be a provider, providing security, a protector, and let's keep it a buck. Y'all women want someone who's can physically please you, okay? A woman in the dating phases, you don't have to cook and clean because we're not living together. So all y'all got to do is just show up and, oh, lovey-dovey and this and that. That's all y'all got to do. A woman can fake that for a year or two. Get on social media and post me on social media. Y'all, women can fake that. But men, this is why I go hard on women, is because y'all knew the guy when you met him, he was still living at home with his mom, and he's over the age of 25, okay? And I'm not even saying that's a red flag. What I am saying is, I know dudes right now that, I got homeboys that stayed at home. I got a homeboy that stayed at home until he was 29, 30 years old. Stayed at home. Now he's 35 and he's got over 100 grand in the bank. He didn't move out until he had 30, 40 bands in the bank. And his parents, he was real close with his parents. Always had a job. I think he had a job for 6 or 7 years before he moved out. See the track record? See, it's always like there needs to be a track record. I'm not saying, hey, if he's living at home after 25, cut him off. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, let's look in the resume. What y'all women will do is sweep under the rug because he looks a certain way. Because he looks a certain way. Y'all ain't getting tricked. A lot of you women, look, I was with a woman where I stopped even going out because I didn't care to. I still don't go out. I was spending my time with her. And it wasn't because she was nagging. No, I loved being around her. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are with dudes that they can't wait to get away from you. They're hoping to create an argument so they can get away from you. Y'all women y'all ain't getting tricked. He told you how he felt during the relationship. It's not normal for a man to want to get away from you at every chance he's able to. You know, because I was in a relationship, and I remember a lot of times a ride home or sitting in the car, that was my alone time a lot of times. I ate out every day, so that was my alone time for lunch. So this is why I'm trying to tell some of you, a lot of you get with dudes that don't even know how to be alone. They really don't know how to be alone. They always got to be around people. That's why you women got to look at these things. I've got dudes, look, if something popped off beef-wise, I could easily show up 20 deep, 25 deep. But guess what? I probably hang out with one of those guys on the regular. I'll probably see 5 of those guys every 6 months. and the other, hey, they're my boys. If I hear something's going on, I'm there. It's not normal for men to be 20, 30 deep every chance he gets, or always around somebody. Like, dudes be 30 and 35, 40 playing, going over their dude's house. Now listen to me very carefully. There's nothing wrong with playing video games. Nothing wrong. What I'm saying is, a lot of guys won't do the video game thing at home by themselves. So they gotta always find a reason to just be around guys. Be around people, because they're drowning out what they're going through. And like I said, this does not mean if y'all live down the street or up the street or next door that you can't do this. That's not what I'm talking about. But a lot of y'all aren't being fooled. A lot of you women aren't being fooled like that. And you need to start taking accountability. You know, when I was going through my healing process and healing from my breakup, I was talking about how she did me, how she faked the whole relationship, because like I said, when you're, and what's crazy is I learned about narcissism, and God put that in my path. I had someone come out of nowhere and started teaching me about narcissism, and that's what I was with. I was with a narcissist. Her mother was a narcissist, coaching her on how to date me. And this is why I tell you guys, man, I could have easily just stayed the victim. If I told y'all what went down during the breakup and 6 months after the breakup, I guarantee you it's 5 times worse than what a lot of y'all went through. But you can't stay the victim. Sometimes you gotta say, all right, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And me personally, I put a woman's feelings before my relationship with God. I put God on the back seat. And I chose to go swimming where I knew there were sharks at. After she told me, oh, well, I don't want to do the church thing because her parents don't go to church. These are red flags, fellas. When a woman is tied to her family more than you check all the boxes as a man. And if she looks at you and says, well, my mama, my family, my brother, don't listen to what she says. Because I had a woman telling me she wanted, I want to marry you. You're the man I want to be with for the rest of my life. I love you more than anybody walking, any one of my family members. But then your loyalty obviously is with your family. Okay? Because one day I made a comment about her family and she snapped. So that right there, guys, stop listening to what women say and watch what they do. Watch what they do, ladies. Watch what the men do. Stop listening to, and there's videos on like the breakdowns of relationships. This is why I tell people to study narcissism. Study the stages of narcissism. The dating, the relationship stages. It'll change your life, man. It'll change your life. It'll open your eyes. And it'll open your eyes to some of your friendships, your family members. And this, I didn't mean to make this video that long, but I had to tell the female, like, you gotta be accountable. You're not accountable for what you allowed to slide as a woman. You knew better. If the man wasn't as attractive, would you have let him slide?